Hi, I'm Taylor Myers. I'm an elementary education major, and this is my read aloud. I chose to do The Very Lazy Ladybug by Isobel and Jack Tickle. I would say that the age range for this would be kindergarten to first grade, but with some of the language that's in this book, it could be older, and I feel like read alouds are very adaptable for ages. And most kids, when they see the teachers pull out a little book that's interactive, they usually sit down and listen. So I feel like this could be used for older ages too. So before taking off on reading The Very Lazy Ladybug, I would ask the students questions to get them interacting with the book. So looking based on the cover, I would say, what do you think the story is about? So The Very Lazy Ladybug, what do you think the ladybug does? Does it sleep all the time? What does it do? And what do you think the main character wants? Maybe that could be a question. And then I would move on. There's many questions that could be asked with the cover of just this book. So what clues does the title give you? I feel like this is a really good question for having kids interact with this. And so you figure out that the ladybug is sleeping on leaves. It's gonna be really lazy based on just the title of the book. So then kids can make inferences and stuff like that just by looking at the cover. So is this a real or imaginary story? Are ladybugs really lazy in real life? This is another good question for having kids interact. And then why are we reading this? I chose this book because on Pinterest and stuff, I'm on Pinterest all the time, and I see activities on, like, for ladybugs. You can make them look 3D and all that kind of stuff. So I feel like this is a good interactive book. And then what predictions can I make? What can we predict just based on the cover? That the ladybug's gonna be lazy, it's gonna not do anything. What's the story even gonna be about if the ladybug is lazy? So while reading this book, I would walk around the classroom and show them the cover. This is the inside. Ladybug skin, I think. That's what it looks like. So The Very Lazy Ladybug by Isobel and illustrated by Jack Tickle. And the Tiger Tales is the publisher for this book. So this is the story of a very lazy ladybug. She liked to sleep all day and all night. Because she slept all day and all night, this lazy ladybug didn't know how to fly. One day, the lazy ladybug wanted to sleep somewhere else, but what could she do if she couldn't fly? Then, the lazy ladybug had a very good idea. What do you think the idea will be? What do you think she's going to do? When a kangaroo bounded by, she hopped into her pouch. But the kangaroo liked to jump. "I can't sleep in here," cried the lazy ladybug. "It's too bumpy." So when the tiger padded by, she hopped onto his back. But the tiger liked to roar. "I can't sleep here," said the lazy ladybug. "It's too noisy." So when a crocodile swam by, what do you think the ladybug's gonna do? She hopped onto his tail. But the crocodile liked to swoosh his tail in the water. "I can't sleep here," said the lazy ladybug. "I'll fall into the river." So when a monkey swung by, she hopped onto her head. But the monkey liked to swing from branch to branch. "I can't sleep here," said the lazy ladybug. "I'm feeling dizzy." So when a bear ambled by, she hopped onto his ear. But the bear liked to scratch. "I can't sleep here," said the lazy ladybug. "He'll never sit still." So when a tortoise plodded by, she hopped onto her shell. But the tortoise liked to snooze in the sun I can't sleep here, said the lazy ladybug. It's too hot. So when an elephant walked by, she hopped onto his trunk. At last, thought the lazy ladybug, I found someone who doesn't roar, or swoosh his tail, or scratch, or swing by, or snooze. But at that very moment, the elephant sneezed, achoo! And the poor old lazy ladybug had to fly at last. So Ladybug's flying, the end. And then it has the ladybug skin again. So this is just a really cute book to use. This would be the very beginning of a lesson if you wanted to do insects, and it's just really brief and it's cute. And it has good language in it. And so some of the questions that we asked earlier, what predictions can I make? What compare their predictions to then and now. They could use a KWL chart, concept map, anything. They could pre-write if we wanted to pre-write over a book like this, or they could change lazy to a different word if they wanted to. What clues does the title give about the story? When it says lazy, they figured out that the ladybug probably slept a lot and stuff like that, and in the story it obviously talks about the ladybug sleeping. And so was this a real or imaginary story? We're gonna go with imaginary this time, because I don't think a ladybug jumps on elephants, but it might. Bye.